How's it going, guys? Today I'm going to show you what it's like to drive the all-new 2026 Cadillac Vistiq from a first-person point of view. Dubbed the Baby Escalade, this dual-motor, all-wheel drive, 3-row electric SUV makes 615 horsepower and 650 pound-feet of torque, sprinting it from 0 to 60 in VMAX mode in just 3.7 seconds. It also has a range of 305 miles and starts at just $77,395, which is 50 grand less than the Cadillac Escalade IQ. Okay, how cool is this welcome animation? The grille and the headlights come to life with a really cool sequence. We've got the biggest grille ever fitted on any Cadillac product with a coefficient of drag of just 0.29. I love the lower front fascia, which is slightly different for the top of the line Platinum model. Coming around to the side of the vehicle, the base level trims get 21-inch wheels. The higher end trims get 22s with optional 23s and air ride, as well as rear axle steering. I love this design detail right here on the back window. That just looks so awesome. If we come around to the rear, we've got these vertical light bars with a rear spoiler, and you'll notice the windshield wiper in the back is completely concealed inside of that spoiler, which is actually pretty darn cool. So this is the Platinum model. We're now going to switch to the Premium Luxury because it's got a really cool blue interior. Now let's go ahead and hop inside the Vistiq. Captain's chairs in the second row. Let's see if we can fit in the back. So at 5'11", I don't have the most amount of legroom in the world, but I do actually have an impressive amount of headroom. But if you're just putting your kids back here, there's tons of space. In the second row, you've got those captain's chairs, climate controls as well. And if we hop into the front seat, the climate has a really cool function. From the second row here, we're able to control the second and third row climate. This actually has a 5-zone climate control that only targets passengers that are registered to be in the vehicle. So if there's people in the front 2 seats and just this seat right here, it won't actually project any air over to this seat that I'm sitting in right now, making sure that the people that are actually in the car are as comfortable as possible. Hopping inside the Lyriq now, we've got gorgeous, very comfortable seats with speakers built inside. We have a 23-speaker AKG sound system that features Dolby Atmos, so you have a full 360-degree surround experience. We've got the controls for the driver's seat right here, heated, ventilated, and massaging functionality. We've got this gorgeous 33-inch display. And for the first time, we have hands-on lane centering. So you can basically drive this thing on the road. It will drive itself if you keep your hands on the steering wheel, kind of like a Tesla. And then of course we have Super Cruise with full hands-off driving. We have all of the climate controls down here, a hard control if you don't want to use the touchscreen, a really nice display. And then if we come over to the left here, you can change the heads-up display, turn on augmented reality, which we'll show you out on the road. The augmented reality basically paints navigation information up onto the road itself and can also show you pedestrians and vehicles that are in the way and alert you. The steering wheel is really nice. Click this button here. That'll put us into Velocity Max mode. There's a multitude of driving modes to choose from as well. But let's get this out on the road and see what it's like to drive. All right, to put the car in drive, pull this lever downwards. Now there is no start-stop button. It just fires up when you put your foot on the brake. Let's go ahead and take off. All right, we're gonna start this off in tour mode because we are on a dirt road, but we've got a series of drive modes to choose from: sport, snow and ice, my mode, and then hopefully we've got the navigation set up. We can test out this new augmented reality. So there's some cool new technology for this car. Super Cruise now allows you to keep your hands off the wheel on marked roads, and it'll actually change lanes if you have the navigation plugged in and exit the vehicle from the highway. And if it's on another Super Cruise road, it will continue full hands-free driving. Now we have hands-on assist, which is kind of like Tesla, where you have to keep your hands on the wheel, but it'll steer itself in the lanes, keep it in the center of the lane, speed up, slow down, etc. It's pretty quiet in here. So they've got active noise cancellation. There's a series of microphones throughout the cabin that are working on capturing these harsh, low frequency sounds from tire noise and wind noise, and then canceling them out with inverse sine waves for the sound and destroying that amplitude, making it as quiet as possible, which is a very cool technology, and it is pretty effective. This thing is comfortable on the road. It's obviously not a very smooth surface whatsoever. I love the steering wheel. It feels great in your hands. We do have paddles mounted behind the steering wheel that actually controls the level of brake regeneration, so you can go into, if I pull that paddle, full one pedal driving. So I can accelerate with the accelerator, and then I can press and hold that paddle, and then it slows me down to a complete stop, which is pretty cool. Now, if we go to the gauge setting over here on the left, this is the general setup, and if we put it into sport, it'll change it to a smaller instrument cluster display, which actually looks pretty cool. Now, it's showing me left at Jackson Road, and then I'm not sure if you can see this, but it's got arrows painted on the road for the augmented reality display. So it's showing me as I'm approaching the turn. Wow, that is actually really cool. It's showing me exactly on the road where to turn without having to look down at the navigation.
Continue on Jackson Road for 2 miles.
So that was full throttle in sport mode. Pretty quick acceleration, but you don't get the full acceleration unless you click the V mode. So now we are in velocity max mode. Let's see if that makes a big difference. Oh yeah, that's definitely a significant increase in power. I don't believe we have power figures for non-velocity max mode, but it feels like 150 or so horsepower less. There we go. So it's centering itself in the lane and going exactly the speed limit. Now, when we get to a bigger road, you can turn on Super Cruise and then take your hands off the wheel entirely, which is a pretty darn cool feature. It's interesting that GM has had a workaround. I thought it was a legal requirement to keep your hands on the wheel. With Tesla, they tell you got to keep your hands on the wheel, otherwise it's going to deactivate the system. But GM touts with Super Cruise that you literally don't have to put your hands on the wheel whatsoever. And with the new augmented reality display, it'll actually show you if your lane is free next to you, so you can make easy lane changes. It will also highlight pedestrians and vehicles on the road to basically make you further aware of obstacles, which is pretty cool, with the actual augmented reality. So it's not just a flashing display. It actually highlights the vehicle itself. So in 0.4 miles, we're gonna head onto a highway that is Super Cruise enabled, and we're gonna see green light up on the steering wheel itself. I do wish it would be cool in their sports car models. I've got the augmented reality display showing to bend to the left there. If they could have kind of like a tachometer of sorts right here. Maybe a power gauge. Oh, turning right here. All right, hopping on the highway. Yeah, that thing pulls. Obviously, this isn't a vehicle that I'm used to driving, but I've got the CT5V Blackwing right now, and Cadillac's doing some really cool stuff with their EVs and with their performance cars, and they're going into Formula One. They're in IMSA and WEC, and it's exciting to see where the brand is heading. They've kind of made a huge comeback where it used to kind of be the older person's brand for a luxury vehicle, and now I feel like their demographic is trending younger. So let's see if we can activate Super Cruise here. The Super Cruise is honestly fantastic. I love the fact that you don't have to put your hands on the wheel whatsoever. You don't have like a 10-second timer where you have to touch the wheel to let them know that you're focusing. It monitors your face and your eyes to make sure you're paying attention to the road. It also accelerates and slows down much more smoothly than Teslas that I've been in. It's very smooth on the brakes, and if people slam on the brakes ahead of us, it doesn't jolt at the last second, just nicely slows down to the flow of traffic. Let's see, let's go into my mode. You can change the steering, the suspension, the brake feel, acceleration feel, and motor sound, which is pretty cool. A little bit more motor sound in sport. Let's see in tour. That actually didn't seem to make much of a difference. What? I actually can't hear a difference right there. Now let's go ahead and click this button here to activate the massaging seat functionality. Interestingly, the massaging seat functionality comes in this screen right here. Intensity, that thing is maxed out, and you can change between need and roll, which is pretty cool. Now we've got a 5-zone climate control that basically senses who's in the vehicle. So right now, I'm the only person in the car, and so it knows to direct all the air, hot or cold, to me. But if there are more occupants in the car, it would point it at the people that are in the car, but not to the seats that are empty, which is a pretty cool technology. Another cool feature is the Vistiq can actually power your home in case of a power outage. So you can use this adapter to plug your car directly into your house to basically charge your home and keep the lights on and the air conditioning on in case there's inclement weather and your power cuts, which is a pretty cool feature, honestly. I've got the massaging functionality on now. It honestly works really well. This thing is very, very comfortable to drive. You could drive this every day, super long distances, no problem at all. We even have a night vision. It says starting night vision right now.
South Dancer Road.
Let's see. Actually takes kind of a while. Oh, that's pretty cool. I don't know whether you'd actually ever use the night vision. I've owned cars that have it and I didn't use it, but it's such a cool thing to just turn on and show people.
In 1.3
That is
miles,
awesome.
turn left into the parking
Well, it's
lot.
actually lighting up those ducks ahead pretty good. And if we can turn on assist mode right here, gives you driver assist functionality. You can do map full screen for the instrument cluster. And then we've got an energy gauge here as well. The graphics and the displays are really nice. And I think the overall interior is fantastic. Some of the buttons and knobs are a little bit chintzier than I would expect in a car that starts at $77,000. Like the drive controller moves around a little bit before you even move it. Same with these AC knobs. But the actual design language is fantastic. I love the open pore wood. The blue looks amazing. The metals, the leathers all flow together so nicely. And this floating screen looks really, really high end. I also really like this very streamlined rear view mirror and this pattern up here. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Like always, please browse the channel and subscribe. I look forward to seeing you next video.